I'm about to flip the script, flip the switch, magic trick, watch this, watch this. I'm about to make you trip, make you glitch, camera click, watch this, watch this. I put it like gold, check out the view. Out with the old, and in with the new. I'm in my new era. I'm better in my new era. I'm better in my new era.
Round 12 of this pulsating season of PWR is already off to a flying start. Leicester Tigers and Trailfinders trading their final blows at Welford Road as Sale Sharks prepare to welcome Harlequins to a getting wetter and wetter Mawson Stadium. I'm Will Shepherd and I am delighted to have Sale star Vicky Irwin alongside me today as we take you through the twists and turns of the afternoon. Welcome, Vicky.
Hiya. Delighted to be here. The rain is really coming down now, but I'm glad I'm underneath the shelter of the tin.
Yeah, I was going to say it is classic northern rugby conditions here this afternoon. Surely that's going to play into the hands of Sale Sharks.
Yeah, like we train in this weather all year round, like winter, spring and summer. So we're really, really used to it, and it really suits the girls out there.
You mentioned about being happier to be underneath the covers rather than out on the pitch. I'm sure that'll be the case for our viewers at home. They've got plenty more to look forward to this afternoon after this one. 7:30 this evening, BBC iPlayer is where they will want to be to watch Saracens against Exeter Chiefs. That a battle from a little bit further up the table than these two teams are at the moment. And then you've got more action tomorrow, 3 p.m. on TNT Sports. Loughborough Lightning hosting Bristol Bears in a clash that could be very impactful for Sale Sharks as the season goes on. A couple of other people who might be glad that they're not having to lace up the long studs and get out in the mud today are their head coaches, Tom Hudson and Ross Chisholm, who I caught up with a little earlier on. Win last week away to Trailfinders. How much more enjoyable was it prepping for a home game off the back of that performance?
It was. Well, it's funny you say that. We spoke in the week about kind of what would be the spearhead of the result last week, and actually I said to the girls at the end of the huddle post game, it actually means we can be a bit harsh with analysis because we've got that confidence. We don't need to come in building confidence in the week. In fact, we've got the confidence there, and we can be really picky on the detail of what we've got wrong.
And you've made the switch today, Holly Aitchison moving to 10, Lizzie Duffy moving to 15. What are you hoping to see from that swap?
Yeah, well, I've had a few questions regarding this. I honestly don't really see it as a swap. They are so interchangeable. We've got times today, Holly at 15, defending at 15, attacking at 10, and vice versa. We're just putting the right people in the right places, and yeah, they're so interchangeable that I don't think we'll notice the difference.
Great. The back row battles are always massive in the PWR. It's going to be no exception today. But even at the level of this league, Brittany Hogan against Aoife Wafer stands out. How can Brittany get the upper hand over her Irish teammate?
Yeah, it is going to be fascinating. And just before I answer that question on Brittany, you know, it's why we've saved two incredibly physical back rowers, 3 if you include Charlotte Frey in the back row, not second row, to come on with 30 to go to add to that physicality. But just to answer the question on Brittany, I think it'll be the battle of the breakdown. We're seeing both girls get consistently 2-3 turnovers a game, and the first one to get the right numbers with the right opportunities, and how important that will be, or what part of the game will be probably who decides who gets the win.
And you talked there about people coming on from the bench earlier in the week. You were saying you felt the last 10 to 12 minutes is going to be crucial in this game. How do you make sure that your subs come on and make the impact you want?
Well, we haven't been very good at it, to be honest. We've done loads of it this week. We've kind of put ourselves with scenario-based 15v15 training, the starting team having first half and early second half scenarios, and the subs coming on having last 5, last 10 minute scenarios. I actually think it's why we're competing in so many of the games. We're not winning many because we're not managing those moments too well. Like I say, just honestly, we didn't do too well in the week either, but at least it's in the back of our minds, and we hopefully recognise the moments and hopefully build from training.
Tom, thank you very much for joining us and good luck today.
Thank you. Thanks, guys.
Ross, thank you very much for joining us. After the last couple of results, how important is it for you guys to return to winning ways today?
Oh, definitely. Look, Sale's a really difficult place to come. They had a fantastic win last week, and traditionally we've always found it a difficult fixture. And it'll be no different today, I'm sure. It looks like there's a good atmosphere building already. So, look, winning every game is critical and is important to your season. You're trying to win every game, but if you worry too much about that, you come unstuck. So, look, we just focus on us and the process that we believe allows the performance.
You're going to have to go for that win today without two of your world champion Red Roses. Who can we expect to see step up in their places?
Yeah, look, this is where the league is at the moment. Like there's bumps, there's niggles, there's unavailability, and the squad is really, really important that you have that strength and depth. So, look, it's great to see Langi Tuima back in the side after a bit of long injury out. She's had a couple of benches, but great to see her back starting. Good that Kaylee Powell's got an opportunity as well at fullback, a high quality Welsh international. I'm excited to see go and look, Emma Swords at 9 gets a start. You know, everyone's always going, when am I going to get a start? Well, look, today's your opportunity to go out there and grab the shirt with both hands.
Speaking of Langi Tuima, her and Claudia Pena together is a really exciting centre partnership. How can they bring the best out of one another?
Yeah, look, I think there's a really nice balance in there. Like Sarah Parry and Langi play a slightly different style, which, you know, gives us a different blend of attacking opportunities. Like Sarah Parry, very direct, very physical, whereas Langi's got very good passing games. So, yeah, looking forward to see those two going well today.
Well, Russ, thank you very much for joining us and good luck today.
Thank you.
Tom Hudson and Russ Chisholm there, both looking forward to getting this match underway. Someone who'll be even more excited is Salford local Tysh Harper, who's going to be running out first for the Sharks this afternoon. The Loosehead bringing up her 50th appearance for the club. World champion Red Rose Morwenna Talling will bolster a scrum that hit its straps last week, winning 100% of their own feeds for the best record in the PWR. We'll talk about it more as the match progresses, but Brittany Hogan at number 8 sets up a massive clash with her former Wolfhounds teammate Aoife Wafer, who anchors the Quins scrum. In the back line, Aitchison and Duffy swap responsibilities at fly half and fullback, with joint second highest try scorer in the PWR, Rona Lloyd, returning on the right wing. The threat posed by Lloyd and the superstar Asia Hogan Rochester on the opposite flank is formidable even in unfavourable conditions. On the bench, Evie Roach played 52 minutes as a sub last week, but Hudson will be hoping he doesn't have to call on her quite so early this time around. Shona Campbell has as many tries as Lloyd this season, so Quins will need to stay on red alert when she comes on. Chisholm has called England under-20 representative Zara Green up from the bench to make her first ever Quins start at Loosehead. Alongside her, Karis Phillips will throw into a line-out that has been the best in the PWR. Liana Michele Tu'u moves from the second to the back row this week, her versatility proving a massive asset to Quins. They will miss once her short-term contract comes to an end in March. The unavailability of a number of Quins Red Roses means starting opportunities for Emma Swords and Kaylee Powell at 9 and 15 respectively. For Olympian Powell, it's her first start in a 15 jersey that practically belongs to Ellie Kildunn, so a huge chance for Powell to remind everyone how commanding she is in the backfield. On the bench, Surrey Uni and Quins development product Maddie Page is in for her first PWR appearance this season, while Lisa Newman hasn't played for Quins at all this season, but a High Rocks and CrossFit aficionado certainly won't be lacking any match fitness. And the noise has ramped up around Mawson Stadium, first for the visitors in pink, but now for Tysh Harper. Her 50th appearance for Sale Sharks as the rest of the team run out to join her on this slightly muddying pitch. Vicky, how big of an impact is a player like Tysh Harper to the squad?
Yeah, Tysh is a massive character on and off the pitch for us. Like, she offers both like great ball carrying skills, great offloads, so she'll be definitely one to watch today.
Great to see really good numbers in the stands here at Mawson Stadium. Sale Sharks targeting this as their second highest home attendance of the season, having sold out in round 1. Possibly a good omen for them as they did win that match. Ben Simpson is the man on the referee today, and he's just making sure that we are all set to get ourselves underway Couple of checks with his assistant referees as a resurgent Sale Sharks, bolstered by glittering January signings and a vocal home crowd, face the challenge of a Quins side who have a point to prove after their most recent results. An interesting way to start the game from Quins has given Sale Sharks possession just short of halfway, and already they are thumping into contact. Good tackles made for the moment by Harlequins, keeping the Sharks where they began this phase of play. And as a result, Sharks are forced to kick through Holly Aitchison, wearing that 10 jersey today. Safely taken by Freya Orkin on the left wing for Harlequins. And now they will have their first use of the ball up around the midpoint of the pitch, as they look to crash their way through that blue defensive line. It's holding just as firm as the Quins one was before, as Cromack now distributes over to the far side, and Quins are able to find a little bit of a way through there and continue to work through the forwards. Sale combining effectively in defence. Cromack just showing that she's starting to think about spreading this ball a little bit wider as they come from right to left. Pena now flicking that one on, and a couple of offloads, and this is going to give Orkin the first opportunity of the game, swerving now into the 22. The tackle made by Hogan Rochester for the home side just spares their blushes for the time being. There's the long pass. Wafer, has she got the handling skills? On it goes into the right corner. Harlequins just meters away now, starting this match at a ferocious pace. Advantage for the visitors as well. And the pick and go, driving towards the line. They go one more time. They're still just short. All of the forwards gathered around that ruck. Sale getting low in the tackles, just holding out for the time being. Quins very narrow, no interest at the moment in going out to the backs and trying to use the overlaps, which they definitely have. So many numbers that Sharks have committed to the breakdown. And the penalty in the end goes to the home side, Sale Sharks. Quins were appealing that they had the advantage. They didn't realise that it had been fully paid. Ben Simpson just explaining that now, and it means penalty for Sale. Really positive signs that Sale were able to hold out initially on the goal line there.
Yeah, it's something we've been really working on this week to practice, because we knew Quins were going to come at us with that good pick and going around our try line. So really good of the girls to get the penalty there so we can exit cleanly now.
Although that penalty has gone back to the original one from what Ben Simpson has said as you were speaking there, Vicky. He perhaps forgot that he was playing the advantage to Quins. So Quins will have the penalty. Sale are going to have to go back to work defensively.
Yeah, so I'm assuming she'll kick it out maybe, and they'll go for a line out. So the Sale forwards are going to have to work quite hard, I think, here, probably defending them all. But hopefully after we've just shown how positive we were in the try line, we can do it again.
Yeah, perfect position here for Ella Cromack to just nudge the ball over the corner flag. And then Karis Phillips to throw into the line has worked so well for Quins this season. An 85.2% success rate puts them first in the PWR. That is just fractionally higher than that of Sale. 83.3% for Sale, with the third best line out in the league. So we just have another look here. Aoife Wafer, we knew she was going to be a big impact for Quins today. Throwing the ball out and nearly setting up her teammate Torley on the wing there for what would have been the first score in the game. But Sale tracking over and good tackles. We're just waiting for Duffy to get back to her feet here. Given the threat that Duffy brings offensively, she would have been a player you're glad to hold on to at this stage in the game.
Yeah, definitely. Lizzie brings so much to both our attack and our defence, so definitely want to keep her on the pitch.
So, Quins line out after all of that. Phillips goes to the middle. The maul is only used as a decoy as Quins power towards that corner. And I think we can tell from the excitement shown by the players in the blue jerseys, none less than Hogan Rochester, that Sale have
We're very aware of that and put her out into touch, so we'll get a line out and hopefully exit.
Amy Cocaine throws in to the Sale line out, functions perfectly first up, and now big carry to try and get them out of the 22, out of trouble. Aitchison deep in the pocket there. She's lofted that one high. It's going to just find its way over touch. Halfway between the 22 and the 10-metre line. The big cheer goes up around the home crowd with that relief of pressure. I can tell you, Harlequins are going to waste absolutely no time at this line out, looking to set themselves back up and get into the red zone. I know that Tom Hudson was speaking earlier in the week about the fact that defensively, once teams enter your 22, you've had a bit of a habit of conceding points at that point, and he wants you to try and be able to defend in your 22 without conceding. He's got that from the girls straight away.
Yeah, it's something we've definitely been working really hard on in the last couple of weeks, so it's really positive that in Quins' first entry to our 22, they've not come away with any points, and we've exited cleanly and now have a scrum.
The first scrum of the game is just being set here as the rain continues to come down. And as Olivia Ortiz prepares to feed, just an apology for a couple of technical difficulties that we may have experienced over the opening few minutes of the match so far. Hope to have got all of those sorted and continue to bring this match to you. That ball allowed to bounce off the clearing kick from Sharks. And now a thundering hit put in by Duffy defensively there. It's going to give Sale Sharks possession inside the Quins half. What a chase on that kick and big contact.
Yeah, that was an excellent kick from Katana there to bring us right up into the Quins half, and now we've got a good place for an attack and scrum, so hopefully our backs can do a bit of damage here.
Kaylee Powell, fullback for Harlequins, was the player who caught that kick and tried to carry it up towards the Sale line. Part of a back three for Quins today, all of who have experience playing for GB7s. So I can tell you what an attacking threat they pose as a result of those experiences on the World Rugby Sevens series, and in the case of a couple of them at the Paris Olympics in 2024. Sale winning their second scrum just as comfortably as they did the first, and now tracking the ball across. Hogan Rochester tries to get back to their feet after being wrestled to the ground, and Sale maintaining possession here. It's a good line from Harper, and then she finds support through Gerald Searcy. A switch of direction. Sharks slowed down in contact there, then gaining a few extra metres. Hands on by Quins. Simpson praises the competition, so Quins were allowed to have hands in there, but they weren't quite able to wrest away the turnover. Oh, the big carries from Sale. Again, Quins doing their best to try and disrupt and slow down this ball, aware of the threat that Aitchison poses when it comes back to her quickly. She puts this high just on the 22, caught by Powell, who maintains possession of the pill on this occasion. Quins just inside their 22 will now need to go to work on an exit set. Having once again seen out an attacking spell by Sale Sharks. It's going to be thrown deep to Langi Tuima, who hooks that a little bit more than she might have wanted to. So Sale line out, and this is a good position to launch an attack from, Vicky.
Yeah, so Sale weren't really getting much momentum there, so we went for a high ball kick and forced Quins to exit there, and they're just outside the 22, so it's a great platform to attack from.
Cocaine. One throw so far in the match, right down in front for try line. This one promising a little bit more and taken quickly out of the maul, just as Quins did when they were on the attack. It's working for the Sharks, who are that bit further away from the touchline. And now it's their captain, Paris Redding, who tries to tear through the middle. On to Harper. She's been involved a lot in these early stages. Just twisting around by the ruck. Sharks with options to the left-hand side. Almost no one on the right, except for Rona Lloyd. Really dangerous threat. At the moment, Sharks are continuing to go down this narrow side and nearly breaking through. Quins need to scramble here defensively. Penalty is paid to Harlequins. Getting over the ball quickly there and securing it. And that's a massive stop for Harlequins, just as Sale were looking good to build towards a score.
Yeah, we just had a little bit of separation there in our ruck, which allowed, I think it was Aoife Wafer to get over the ball. So they got the penalty.
Cromack gains a decent bit of ground on that penalty clearance. So both sides with an entry to their opponent's 22, neither of them able to come away with points. That throw very much not straight for Quins, and it will allow Sharks to begin a counter here, breaking through the gain line immediately. Now Paris Redding up to the 22. The advantage paid in full to Sharks. Now HSN, she's got two outside her. It goes again. Lloyd stepping back inside. The tackle just made by Kaylee Powell, clinging on to the ankles of Lloyd. Cocaine with a quick flick on to Harper. Harper's released that and she's going to go again. Now on to Talling. Talling's such an important presence for Sharks to have back. I went without her at Trail Finders. Slow ball here. Trying to decide the best option. Quins allowed to have the time to get themselves well set defensively. Simple tackles able to be made there. And they will be waiting, ready, just as they were on the last attacking phase, to try and get over that ball and steal it back. But here it's going to be Sharks setting themselves up. Rona Lloyd in the right corner for the score, and the noise around Mawson Stadium showed you how well worked that try was for Sale Sharks.
Yeah, that was excellent play from our backs. Really hard work from our forwards, and then we pulled the ball wide, and Rona nearly had a walk in the corner.
Great ability by Sharks there to draw the defenders in around the ruck again and again and again, and then HSN to sense when the space was there, quick hands, and combining with Duffy, another playmaker as well, to send Lloyd over.
Yeah, like our forwards did all the hard work there to bring everyone in tight, and then we called it out wide, and it was just simple 3v2 really, and with Lizzie and Holly linking up, it was a nice little try in the corner for Rona.
Orkin doing her best for Quins, forcing the pass from Duffy, but she was never then going to be able to get back across. As Duffy just goes across the face of goal with that conversion attempt. So it is Sale Sharks 5, Harlequins 0. We are a quarter of an hour into this contest here at Mawson Stadium. And already the home faithful being treated to a display for the second time. Quins not able to get a clean strike on the restart. This one, unfortunately, for Cromac, even more ropey than the first. And so it's going to be a Sharks scrum. And the scrum has looked solid in the 2 times they packed down so far.
Yeah, our forwards are really taking it to their forwards, and this is a brilliant attacking opportunity for us because we can swing either way and it's harder to defend in the centre.
Do you think we might see a pick and go here from Brittany Hogan at 8?
Potentially. I think our backs might want the ball out. It's a really good opportunity maybe for 50-22 if our scrum is inside the 50.
Aitchison poised and ready to the right of the scrum. Ortiz feeds. Hogan holds steady and it is out to Aitchison, who just has to check her run slightly to take that pass. Trying to split, looking for the 50-22. It just stops before the touchline, but that was perfectly aimed between the 2 sweeping defenders there by Aitchison. Doing the best she could, and I think on a less muddy pitch, Vicky, that probably would have gone on into touch.
Yeah, I reckon that would have bounced on out, and this Quins just exited, so hopefully this will be another good attacking line out for Sharks.
Certainly, I'm sure that Tom Hudson would be pleased to see the territory percentages at this point in the game. Sharks, after that initial onslaught from Quins, have played the rest of the match up in the right half of the field.
Yeah, we're playing our rugby where we want to be playing our rugby. It helps that we've got quite a lot of good kickers in our back line.
Now the maul gets rumbling for the first time from Sharks. Cocaine with the ball tucked under her right arm, waiting for the right moment to try and peel away. And the maul does separate here, just about scrambling to get back involved. A good combo in the tackle there from Quins. Sends Howard skidding to the ground. Ortiz leaping over as she gets towards the ruck and tries to continue this play, moving forwards. She's going to come back and use Hogan. Hogan ducking her head low and powering through. Quins' defence just about holding. Aitchison goes for the little kick through. That's come off better for Quins initially. It ricocheted off her body, but Simpson spots a hand in there. Lost forwards by Quins, and now a scrum to Sharks just outside the 22. So possession kicked away, but the opportunity is still there for Sale.
Yeah, Holly must have spotted a bit of space in the backfield, so thought let's put a little grubber through, especially on a wet pitch. You never know what could happen. But an unfortunate knock on for Quins, but it gives us a good attack in scrum now.
What do you think Georgie Paris-Redding will be calling here as the captain off this scrum?
I think she'll be telling her forwards to push as hard as possible, and then I reckon we'll do a close carry up and we'll get into our pick and goes.
We still wait to see Hogan unleashed from Aitchison with the crossfield kick. Asia Hogan-Rochester catches perfectly, steps back inside as they burst off the first tackle, the second one in there, and then it's lost forwards on the ground, and it's going to be a Quins scrum. Nice option used there by Aitchison and Hogan-Rochester. Hogan-Rochester, they were there perfectly placed to take that catch and step back inside. Good to see that kind of inventiveness early on.
Yeah, it also keeps Quins honest as well. They won't be able to defend too narrow because we've got such big threats on the edge. So Holly putting that kick in early makes Quins' defence more aware of those kicks. So the space might open up somewhere else in the future.
Emma Swords in this week to replace Lucy Packer in the Quins 9 jersey. Feeds an Aoife Wafer. Does pick from the base. She went quite laterally first to try and spy a gap in the defence, powering her way up towards the solid white line of the 22, and what will feel like relative safety for Quins after the last 10 minutes of play. Cromack hoists that one high to get it over the attempted charge down. She's done well just outside the 22 with the clearance kick there, but pressure definitely not off completely because another sail line out will follow.
Yeah, that was really good kick pressure there as a 10 standing behind the ruck to exit. That's not what you want to see in your eye line. So it was really good from Sale there.
They go short at the line and then quickly off the set maul. Crunching tackles thrown in, but they were high, so it is advantage to Sale. Kane steps back inside. Good presentation there will allow this ball to continue moving quickly. Ortiz is going to come back to the left, although she's not able to actually provide the ball out the back of that ruck. Needed to add herself to the effort to secure the ball at the breakdown. Simpson has seen enough. He's going to go back to the penalty for the high tackle. I mean, it was a thumping collision that was put in by Quins, but just a little bit too high.
Yeah, it was good timing. Just if the players drop their height slightly, then that's a completely different story. But it gives us a good attacking line out, 5 metres out.
Is Amy Cocaine going to want to allow anybody else to get their hands on the ball off this line out?
No one near me, no, definitely not. But I reckon our maul here, if we get the ball cleanly, well,
just as you say, cleanly, it gets knocked backwards by Sharks, but claimed by Quins in the mud. So Quins again prevent Sharks from scoring. Remains Sale 5, Harlequins 0. Cromack again requiring a clearance kick. This one hasn't quite gone as far as the last one. Cocaine will have another throw into the line.
Yeah, we're still attacking in their 22 with just a little bit more being a bit more clinical. We might be able to come out with some points, but conditions making that hard.
Hudson perhaps concerned before the match about red zone execution of the opposition. Red zone execution for Sharks now is really crucial.
Yeah, really important now we start taking some points when we enter into the 22.
This maul continues to trundle forward. It's then partly collapsed by Quinn, so the advantage for Sharks. Aitchison wouldn't bet against her, having a little think about a dink off the boot. She's tried a couple of times already. A carry up to the line from Sharks. Still working around the fringes of this ruck. It stays the forwards for the time being as Quins repelling Sale effectively there. It's going to come back for the penalty. And the penalty count does continue to stack up against Quins. So it might not be too much longer, given the areas of the pitch that the game is being played in, that we might see Simpson give a warning to Quins.
Yeah, I reckon that's maybe 2 or 3 now on the bounce of us being in there 22. But the good thing is we've got another replay of that line out that's just happened before.
The maul gets to work, the backs committing themselves as well, starting to twist towards the corner. The celebrations come in from the Sharks. The try is scored, and of course it's Amy Cocaine who emerges, ball tucked under the arm.
Yeah, that was a brilliant hard work try. It's nice to see some of the backs getting in on that maul. Asia definitely loved that one. She was dancing above the Amy after she scored it.
World champion Amy Cocaine. She scored against Trailfinders in their previous match winning 11 of 12 lineouts as well. One of the facets of the game that helped her score. She is such a threat in that situation. She doubles the Sharks' score. They're up to 10, and now the kick to come from Lizzie Duffy. Both of which kicks she's had so far have been from quite wide out. She needs to really get her boot through this one. Low and hard and heading towards the post, and the flags go up. It's a full 7 for the Sharks. They lead by 12 points to 0. So we see this one more time. Cocaine getting herself tucked in at the back. Backs running in to join the drive. And Cocaine celebrates, extending Sale's lead. Restart for Quins, goes a little bit deeper. Sharks and their hesitation and their eagerness, to clear their own lines, end up putting the ball out on the full. The minutes after you score are absolutely crucial, and Sharks have just handed the Quins a really good opportunity here.
Yeah, that was Liv Ortiz. She just slightly overcooked it, but I reckon that she give any other day that's bouncing out, and it's a really good exit for Sharks.
It didn't look straight from where we were standing. Waited for Ben Simpson to make his decision along with his assistant referee. He was in agreement. And so Sharks with a huge let-off there. Quins throwing into the line-out in a promising position, looking to bounce back from the latest score. They were unable to do so. So we see once again, it's tricky conditions, this, to be throwing into the line-out with a slippy ball.
Yeah, the ball will feel like soap, so I don't envy them trying to throw it into the line out and trying to catch it in the air like that.
Now, you can play all the way across the back line. Have you ever spent any time in a forward pack?
No, and I never want to.
I agree with you on that one. It's not a place I wanted to be when I was playing rugby either. The dark arts of the scrum about to be displayed once again. Both sides managing to get good purchase on this muddy surface, and Aitchison with a solid strike there as well. Now Quins with the break through Kaylee Powell. Already in Sharks territory, and that's just the kind of injection of momentum that they dearly need at this point. Finding themselves 12 down on the scoreboard. Carry round to the short side. Swords just trying to hear what call is coming in from Cromack. She was told to hurry up by Simpson, and Swords just puts this one up above. It didn't really have the hang time that Quins needed to be able to challenge for it. Hogan Rochester chopped down after they took the catch. Sharks trying to set an exit platform here. They're not going to hang around in this part of the pitch too long. And Aitchison sends that out on the full. You'll have heard Ben Simpson saying it was carried back. And so a line out for Quins inside Sharks 22. A mistake by the home side. Really important for Quins after the missed throw on their previous line out to get this one right.
Yeah, Quins will be looking to take their opportunity now that they're in their 22 to hopefully get some points, but Sharks will have confidence from the last few lineouts in R22 that they can defend this well.
That one works better. Phillips in that same driving role in the chariot, as we saw Amy Cocaine just a few minutes ago at the other end of the field. Now Quins bring it out. Tuima into the line. Cromack, she's got a couple outside her. She goes herself. Just needs to make sure the ball is secured there. It was loose around the ruck, but penalty to Quins. Sharks trying to go for a second grab at that ball, giving away the penalty. And a big decision for Cromac to make here, right in the middle of the field. It's going to be a challenging kick to go for the corner on either side. Might they think about a 3-point option here?
I think they might think about it, but I think because it's quite early on in the game, you might go for... Oh, it looks like they're going for a tap.
Just getting themselves set here with carriers like Phillips and Wafer. Why wouldn't you? And it's Phillips who taps and goes herself, driven forwards by her packmates. And now, darting to the left of the ruck, the pink shirts, becoming less and less pink with the carry towards the posts, towards the uprights they go. The whitewash just yards away for them, crashing through the latest tackles from the Sharks. Now, Sharks applying themselves effectively defensively at the very last. Still holding out. Quins still looking towards that left-hand side, but penalty called by Simpson. Obstruction. Quins supporting players were in front of the ball carrier. No try scored, and Sharks held out once again.
Yeah, that was excellent defence once again. The girls are really defending Quins pick and go really well, leading to us getting a penalty, which we can hopefully exit from.
Well, a word just had with the referee there by Jade Conkle, captain of Quins, and Paris Redding coming in to give her own counter argument.
Yeah, that's Georgie, but too right. Like, if she's something to say, that she's the one that will say it to the ref.
Good clearance from Aitchison, and it's going to be a Sharks throw as well. The mud on the jerseys, faces of these players as they set themselves for the line out. Testament to the effort that they have been putting in through this first half hour. And round 12 of the PWR spilt by Sharks. Quins can come away with it here. Orkin receiving a ball she didn't expect to, but does fairly well with it. Now Quins trying to tear through the blue wall. Cromac flinging it out. The support quickly there for Quins to secure the ball. Swords and Cromac, one of the few with a fairly clean jersey on her, so quick as her distribution. Here go Quins through the hole that Cromac had created. And the options being taken away as the blitz defence came in from Sharks. Now having to work back into centre field. Suima, the latest to flick the ball on here. Hogan waiting for it. Goes for the little dummy in and finds some support to be driven through. Skidding forwards now, Quins. So slippy is that surface underneath them. Phillips. Great to see Quins going up, never letting their players get isolated, although possibly just at that moment as I say it. Just about get there. And still looking towards this short side on the left. Swords then flicks it one back in. Wafer. Just in front of the posts now for Quins. No one to the right-hand side. Now they start to dart round. Ball loose, hacked away by Sharks. Hogan Rochester. Did they allow Quins to get back to their feet? The call is that it was fair. So Quins have to go to work again. All that effort, all that physicality to get within inches of the line. Pena now trying to inject something into this, hacking it forwards herself and going after it. And there's the try for Harlequins. Claudia Pena over for their score.
That is some piece of skill that she's just pulled off there. A little grubber through to herself, and then another touch to beat the fullback, and then beating our cover defence. Really good.
The Spanish Player of the Year 2025, showing exactly why Harlequins wanted to sign her from Barcelona's rugby wing. She goes over there with a wonderful individual score. Cromack rattles the post. Doesn't get the conversion. The momentum going a little bit back towards Quins there. They'd been struggling to find that killer blow to get themselves over the line. And when a player steps up like that and just does it themselves, how much energy does that give you as the rest of the side?
Yeah, like she'll have led from example there, and people will follow along after her. She's pulled something there out of nothing really. And now Quins have got 5 points from it.
Conversion was actually successful by Cromack. So Sale 12, Harlequins 7. The gap narrowed to 5 points. We're back to a single score game. Aitchison going with a bouncing restart. Cromack though, plenty of time to pick that up and thump it out.
Yeah, this gives Sharks a good opportunity to get right back into attacking just after conceding, so it'll be nice to get a few phases together.
Sharks just taking their time to get themselves set for the line out. Penalty to Sale as well here.
That is exactly what Sale will want, because that'll be one kick and we're right back, hopefully into their 22.
Aitchison, it looks like getting a little bit of curl on that kick to touch as well, gaining a few extra metres, although she did look to be pleading with the assistant referee that it'd gone a bit further than he's indicated. Cocaine. Better line out on this occasion from Sale. And now go down the blind side. They've been such a threat. Pick and go, and Ortiz. And it's on to James in this week as the US international. Tight head. Paris Redding just not able to cling onto it. Lost forwards. And now Quins with a great counter-attacking opportunity. The ball was spilt there. That allowed Sharks to set themselves defensively and shut down any danger of a breakaway score from Quins.
Yeah, just unlucky there from Georgie. The ball sort of popped out when she carried into contact, but well reacted from Sharks to defend so quickly to stop the counter-attack.
Closing minutes of this first half. Vital opportunity for either side to ensure that they are the ones controlling the narrative, establishing some momentum going into the half-time break. The pick and go from Wafer beats the first tackle. Quins trying to wrestle their way forward, but Paris Redding, what defensive commitment from the Sharks captain, leading from the front. Flung back, Cromack with the clearance. This will give Sharks at least one more opportunity before the clock goes red to try and add to the 12 points that they have already got on the scoreboard.
Yeah, great pressure there again on the kick to get a line out just outside the 22.
Spilt backwards by Sharks a couple of times, but luckily for them, they are able to continue bringing this one forwards through Katana Howard. And Harper, what a presence she has been for her side. Wanting to mark her 50th appearance with aplomb. Here, the soggy footsteps being picked up on the referee mic. It's very much a game for the forwards. And the decoy dart at the line there. And now another pick and go for Sharks. This is fantastic territory for them to be in. A great way to be coming towards half time. They want to reach the break with another 7 points to their tally. Simpson says it's held up. Quins surviving. But the penalty advantage was being played to Sale, who tried to take it quickly. Simpson calls them back. He points to the sticks, so Paris Reading deciding that despite the momentum that Sharks had at that point, that actually, in the context of the match, a safe 3 points, the better option to go for. Yeah,
just before the half as well, so it'll be nice to go in to the half having scored the last point of the half, so to hopefully bring them back out for the second half with a bit of momentum.
Crucially, it will move them to a margin of 8 points if Duffy is able to dissect the sticks with this kick. More than a converted score. I have absolutely no doubt there are scores left in this game from both sides. Duffy prepares herself. Through the middle it goes. Sale 15, Harlequins 7. Simpson's whistle rings out around Mawson Stadium for half-time. Sale wasting absolutely no time to get back to the sheds, and you can't blame them in these conditions. Job well done from the first half, 2 tries and a penalty.
Yeah, a brilliant first half from us. Forwards have worked really hard, our backs have kicked well. I think we've really stuck to our game plan and it seems to be working.
Harlequins with a little foray of themselves over the try line. Individual brilliance from Claudia Pena got them on the board. We'll be back with the highlights from the first half very shortly as the teams head towards the sheds.
I'm better in my new era. New era.
Bit more directness from the cherry and whites. That's their bread and butter. And then a hole opens up from nowhere, and Kate Williams goes foot to floor for a fabulous finish. The HIA replacement making her minutes count.
Gallagher from Dement.
Release tackler.
New Zealand international will be much more pleased with the outfit she signed up to, getting the results that they have been. And it's Dement, and it's a stop go. And that is international class from Ruahei Dement. What a finish. She's met by Sarah Byrne, who'll be the first to celebrate. But that was something else from a world-class 10.
Oh, Nevo Dowd is an offload machine, and she has got a battering ram on her shoulder. Mortimer is going to drag every last Quins defender with her, but she just doesn't have quite enough extension in her fingertips to round off a wonder try.
So for me, that's on the line. Are you sure or on the line?
Agreed, Tosh.
Okay, cool. So is downward pressure and the ball hits the line.
Okay, thank you. So we've got downward pressure and it's on the line, so it's going to be a try.
Two-finger downward pressure.
It's so
Dement. Is it opening up again? Oh, and it's Byrne, and Byrne is on the shoulder of Dement, and Sarah Byrne for the line once more. Oh, what a finish! Sarah Byrne, 2 tries in 2 minutes.
Hurd, Shekels, Delavale fends off Torley. And then she gets a little bit of help from Parry, who's trapped to the bottom, and Mo Hunt ain't hanging around. She wants to drive the tempo. Early try scorer at the stoop. Oh, it's a beautiful ball. And somehow slots Tui Pelosi through a hole. A cannonball careering in from 40 metres. Super Cecilia takes off and blows the roof off Kingsholm.
Apps for breach. Harrison. Oh, it's opening up for Bridger. Bridger straightening up. Gets the ball away. Couldn't quite find Apps, but it goes backwards and Liv Apps to finish it under the posts.
We are Sale Sharks. We fear no one.
This is our city. The only team in the north, and that is something that we're so proud of. I think anybody north of the Midlands is going to get behind Sale Sharks.
We have such a loyal fan base. You can always hear the drums and the die-hard fans who show up to every match, rain or shine.
I'm so excited to play at Hayward Road. It's always an amazing atmosphere whenever I've been there before, and yeah, just to be back home.
Sale are going to bring passion, they're going to bring team moving rugby, they're going to bring a lot of flair, and it's going to be an exciting time to be in the north. We're going to score some tries.
Bring it on.
It's a club deep in history and culture. We are Harlequins. We fear no one.
The culture we've got as a team is really special.
Harlequins aim, we want to be in the final. I want to run over people. We want to be entertaining, we want to be physical.
We love being a London club. We want to impress the fans.
They'll be there cheering us on, singing the wee "Come on you Quins" chant. Players to watch out for, obviously Kelly Kildan.
Of course it's Kildan!
We've also got new recruits like Aoife Wafer. She's an absolute bulldozer.
Hopefully I can bring the same attributes that the whole team have in being brave, physical and entertaining.
I'm better in my new era.
Sale Sharks 15, Harlequins 7 here at a soggy and muddy Mawson Stadium. It was Sharks who got the first 2 scores of the game, the first of which a lovely effort in the corner here, Aitchison and Duffy combining and sending Lloyd over.
Yeah, it was a well-worked try. Our forwards did some pick and goes, and then the backs, seeing that there was an overlap, and we pulled the ball wide. And Holly Aitchison linking well with Lizzie to put Rona over in the corner.
What was really encouraging about that was the fact that the match had started with Quins so deep in Sharks territory. Sharks holding out twice there, preventing Quins from scoring, and then putting themselves up the other end of the pitch. And they maintained that momentum as they then looked for their second score.
Yeah, like we've been defending our try line very well, and then a few great attacking kicks from our backs led us to be up in their 22, and then we went from there and Rona got across in the corner.
Absolutely no surprise when we look at the score sheet to see Amy Cocaine's name.
Yeah, definitely. Like our maul has definitely gone from strength to strength this year, so not surprised to see Amy crossing the line in the corner from a maul.
Quins, they then went through a bit of a purple patch themselves. Sharks doing really well to hold out on their line on multiple occasions. And in the end, it was Claudia Pena who said, look, just give me the ball. I'm going to kick it through. I'm going to chase after it and throw myself down in the mud. She got the score that got Quins on the board.
Yeah, like a moment of brilliance from the Quins 13, which led to quite an outstanding try in these conditions. You just never know where the ball's going to bounce. So, yeah, a really well-worked try.
And then as the clock went into the red, a massive decision for Georgie Paris-Redding in what would be the shadow of the sticks, were there any sunshine today. She decided to take the penalty option as going for the six, taking the 3 points. Means that Sharks lead by 8. How pivotal do you think that could be in the second half?
Yeah, I think that's massive because it puts us over 1 try ahead, and going in at half time, having scored the last points of the half is massive. It gives us confidence and we'll be able to come back out firing.
2 tries to 1 and 15 points to 7 here as Sale Sharks lead Harlequins at home, looking to try and launch their way up the table. Loughborough just 3 points ahead of Sharks on the log, and their match still to come this weekend. Plenty of action left in this one, an exciting 40 minutes ahead of us, and we'll be back with you very shortly.
New era.
We are Sale Sharks.
We fear no one.
This is our city. The only team in the north, and that is something that we're so proud of. I think anybody north of the Midlands is going to get behind Sale Sharks.
We have such a loyal fan base. You can always hear the drums and the die-hard fans who show up to every match, rain or shine.
I'm so excited to play at Hayward Road. It's always an amazing atmosphere whenever I've been there before, and yeah, just to be back home.
Sale are going to bring passion, they're going to bring freedom in rugby, they're going to bring a lot of flair, and it's going to be an exciting time to be in the north.
We're going to score some tries.
Bring it on.
It's a club deep in history and culture.
We are Harlequins.
We fear no one.
The culture we've got as a team is really special.
Harlequins aim, we want to be in the final. I want to run over people. We want to be entertaining. We want to be physical.
We love being a London club. We want to impress the fans.
They'll be there cheering us on, singing the wee "Come on, you Quins" chant. Players to watch out for, obviously Kelly Kildan.
Of course it's Kildan!
We've also got new recruits like Aoife Wafer. She's an absolute bulldozer.
Hopefully I can bring the same attributes that the whole team have in being brave, physical and entertaining.
I'm better than my new era.
Tearing out of the changing room goes captain Georgie Perez-Redding as we welcome you back to Morton Stadium, where it is Sale 15, Harlequins 5, a 10-point margin between the two sides with 40 minutes left to play. Quins coming out early, having a little chat about what they need to get right in this second half, Vicky.
Yeah, I think they'll need to play maybe a bit more of a territory game. Sharks played a lot of that half in their 22, so to counteract that, Quins would need to maybe play a bit more territory.
You might have noticed a little chuckle from Holly Aitchison there as she thinks about this restart. It's been a really tricky area of the game so far with no bounce on the drop.
Yeah, it's pouring down, so the bit in the middle of the pitch, there is nowhere for the ball to bounce up from.
Well, Ross Campbell, Harlequins head coach, talked in the week to his team about days like this, reminding you why you started playing rugby, getting wet and muddy on a pitch with your mates and then heading into the clubhouse for a well-deserved bit of scran afterwards. These two teams will not be able to think about the food just yet. They've got more work ahead of them in the mud as Quins launch this one up and over the heads, taken safely by Duffy, who wastes no time sending it back downfield to Cromack. Cromack goes low, and this is going to be a tricky bounce for Aitchison to get behind. Skids over the touchline, and so the opening little bit of a kick battle goes in the favour of Quins.
Yeah, that was a really good win for Quins there. It's brought the play into Sharks' half, so good win for territory there.
Harper gives the call to Cocaine. A shorter line out here for Sharks. Quickly off that set play. And Aitchison sending it into the hands of Howard. Clings on to the slippy ball in the tight stuff. Ortiz is going to sling it back to Aitchison. Good height on this one for Rona Lloyd to chase. She's putting a hell of a lot of pressure on Pena there, who did really well taking the high ball. Quins go to work. Swords. Well, she doesn't want to hang about with the ball in that area of the pitch either. So box kick comes in from the visitors. Aitchison back there, moonlighting as a fullback, where she's played a lot of this season. So interchangeable are the skills that she and Duffy have. Advantage to Quins as the ball was just knocked forwards there from Sale Sharks. And so a Quins scrum, 10 metres inside Sharks territory. It's going to be a nice platform for them to try and build.
Yeah, you can definitely see a change in tactic having come out from half-time. Quins are definitely kicking the ball a lot more off 9. And it's benefited them here because they've got a really good attacking scrum just inside Sale's half.
Well, I asked you earlier in the game whether you thought we were going to see some more picks from the base from Brittany Hogan. Her opposite number, Aoife Wafer, has not been shy in taking the ball from this set piece, and so may well do here again. Although that scrum, the least stable of the ones we've seen so far, and then the fling from Swords to Cromack, untidy. Cromack does well, and then Tuima does even better, trying to break through that tackle. On it goes to Wafer, busting through. Ball has been stripped, and Sharks will try to come away with it. It was lost forwards by Sharks in that strip, and so another Harlequin scrum will follow. They'll want this one to be a little bit more stable than the last.
Yeah, another good attacking opportunity. I'd even say better than the last because it's in the centre of the pitch. So it gives them both sides. It's just inside the half, so no threat of a 50-22. So Sharks will be able to defend it a bit more aggressively.
It was an excellent carry from Wafer right up to the moment of the strip. So she'll have that in the back of her mind the next time she gets a chance to run at blue jerseys. Just needs to keep a slightly tighter grip on that muddy ball. She say Quins with options either side. I've got Powell directly behind the scrum, Cromack to the left, Tuima to the right. 3 attacking threats. They go through Cromack. Cromack then chipping over the top, just trying to find that little bit of space. And it's going to be just short of the 22-metre line. And a Sharks throw.
Yeah, that's another good kick from Quins there to force a bit more pressure on Sharks here to exit.
They will want to be writing the stats as far as they're concerned when it comes to territory. That was fairly heavily in favour of Sharks in the first half. So much time did they spend in Quins 22. And now it's Howard cutting in with a wonderful line. Quins just about getting there defensively. And through the forwards goes Sale. Ortiz looking for the ball in that tangle of bodies. Pulls it back to Aitchison. Aitchison with a powerful boot down the throat of Cromack. She's going to send it right back to Aitchison, who calls for the mark. Just to slow things down here. And she can create something from this little pause in play. In the end, goes for touch, and not a great deal of ground gained on that one as the subs begin to roll. First change of the match made for Sale as Asia Hogan Rochester makes their way to the sideline. Glitter just about staying on their face, and I hope that it stayed on the faces of the fans around the stadium who were offered the opportunity to glitter up like Asia today.
Yeah, I saw loads of people with their faces all glitter before the game, some with just glitter and some with glitter and Sharks, so it's really nice to see the effect Asia's had on the pre-match at Sale.
Shona Campbell, the winger who came on for Hogan Rochester. Sale effect the turnover. But then immediately give away possession, penalty to Harlequins.
Yeah, we're just seeing a wee bit of a swing in momentum here, but hopefully Seal can take confidence from the first half and defend this line out and attack from Quins well.
Well, Quins will know, of course, how vital it is that they are the team that gets the next score on the board. A 10-point gap between the two sides is not insurmountable. If that 10-point gap became 15 or 17, and suddenly, especially with the conditions we have here today, it becomes a whole lot more imposing. Just about getting the ball back to the right side there. And now Pena with a little bit of space. Trying to break through the first tackle. Swords gets there at 9 and kicks it over into the 22. Lloyd's allowed it to bounce, but then does get there. And penalty for Sale. A high tackle on Rona Lloyd. Tough in these conditions when Lloyd is going to pick up a low ball there. She's inevitably, her height's going to drop, and it's a challenge to time your tackle right in that situation.
Yeah, because Rona will always be going down, it's even harder to time when you're going to hit her when she's picking that ball up, but right decision there.
O'Kane streaked in mud, tries her best to get the ball as clean as possible before she throws into the line here. The Sharks are just going to have a little rethink on this line out, marching out and back in again. They're going short and quick. Loose ball and Quins will be first to it. An opportunity on the counter. Swords sending it out. Wafer will wait for it. She's isolated. McQuinn's just about getting there. Now Cromack. Cromack going herself. Still Quins will work the same way laterally across the pitch, but it is laterally because the Sharks' defensive line is working really well here. If they can get the ball through the hands, they do have the options out wider. Physicality in the middle of the park, really keeping them honest at the moment. Now Conkle, and into the ruck, just clung on to. Cromack looking for the corner. She sent that straight into the hands of Aitchison. Calls for the mark for the second time in this half.
Yeah, that's really smart play from Holly. It allows a little breather from her team who just defended quite well there, and she can exit the ball cleanly.
It is going to be a Quins throw, but for now, Sale, they're looking comfortable in their jobs defensively.
Yeah, some big double shots coming in there from our forwards, particularly like Nick James and Katana Harwood. So yeah, looking really comfortable even when Quins do pull the ball wide.
Phillips waits. It's knocked forwards by Sharks, so a short advantage will be on offer here for Quins. Conkle trying to go low, slip through the tackles. Cromack, well timed drop off of the ball there. Multiple Sharks required to bring that latest charge to the ground. Tuima drops it back inside to Wafer. Cromack looks again for the kick, goes flatter on this one to prevent the mark. Campbell cuts back inside. Campbell, good ground gained, up to the 10. Sharks need to use this momentum. Slow there, but Harper just flings it out. Harper's done so well. Quick hands from the prop. Now Aitchison just pulls it back. And it's Wills. Lost forwards. Quins out to Orkin. Hawkins sends it forwards. Aitchison picks it up. Aitchison and Orkin battling there. Two of the only jerseys still look relatively clean on the pitch. Won't be after that contest. Ortiz again sliding forwards in these conditions. In the contact. Wills just manages to get the kick away there.
Yeah, that's a good exit from Sharks there. We withstood the pressure there, so it was good that we've got that outcome.
A triple change for Sale. On come Frey, Casolo and Childs. Childs wearing a 23 jersey, but don't let that confuse you. She will be playing in the back row. And then changes also for Quins as Bethany Wilcock comes on. She got a scorching score against Sale in the reverse fixture earlier this season. It means that the day is done for Lauren Torley, who finds it all a little bit funny. Torley's not got much of the ball on the right wing for Quins, but she's certainly covered in a fair bit of mud.
Yeah, the Quins pink jerseys aren't looking too pink now, but yeah, she's still managed to get stuck in, even in probably a more forwards sort of game today.
Paris Redding, she's put in an excellent shift over the 52 minutes. The captain's made way.
Yeah, Georgie always gives 110%, so no different today. Like, she leads by example, and she's an excellent leader on the pitch. Always giving her best.
Water being brought on for both sides as there's just a little bit of treatment going on, and we see some of the highlights from the first half. What a carry that was by Katana Howard, the US international. And also cutting in here. She's been tireless in the 12 jersey for Sale today. Casolo, she's gone for the glitter on the face, just like Asia Hogan Rochester.
Yeah, there's a few that have jumped on that bandwagon. I think Erica is another one that wears it quite regularly. So it's nice to see.
Casolo, having trained with England, she's not represented them yet, but an opportunity in the final 30 minutes of this match to try and remind the England selectors what she can do as Red Roses turn their thoughts towards the upcoming Six Nations. Another change made by Quins. Lisa Neumann brought on her first game in the quarters this season. Great to hear that noise. I mean, the moment that women's rugby is having at the moment is phenomenal, and we just want to see it continue.
Yeah, and like I think we're near sold out here today, which is really good, especially like people are choosing to come out and watch us even in like pretty rubbish conditions where you would probably rather be sitting inside watching it. So it's really nice that they're here to support the girls.
In a sports mad city on a men's Six Nations Saturday, making the decision to come and watch PWR is really great to see. And why wouldn't you? Because despite the weather, these two sides are putting on a wonderful display of rugby. Quins, the latest to have a sniff of a chance there. Kick forwards, just going beyond them and over the dead ball line. So play will be brought back to the scrum, and it's Sharks that are going to have the feed. Good to see the smile on Harper's face as she looks to bind up with cocaine there ahead of this latest scrum. I mean, it's really tough when you're that covered in mud, that soaked through, to keep having to pack down and drive forwards in the front row.
Yeah, I can imagine it would be hard to have any sort of grip into the grass out there. So credits to our forwards there for having such a stable scrum.
In it goes, and now we do see Hogan taking the ball up herself, shackled just as she crosses the 22. Tees flings it a little bit wider. Donaldson trying to push forward. Aitchison, she's put that very high. That's a chance for Lloyd to get underneath it, and almost sensing the pressure caused the knock on. Quins giving the ball away, and Sharks will have another opportunity to try and get a clearance that goes a little bit further downfield. Duffy in scrum half. Over the top it goes to Aitchison again. She has to go high because that Quins defensive line is up so quickly. It's allowed to bounce. Good pickup, however, from Powell. She tries to get her side on the front foot. Cromack on to substitute Wilcock. Wafer, as ever, it requires 2-3 Sharks to bring Wafer to the ground. Phillips sent back the way she came. Swords. Keeping the ball tight for the time being, Quins. Not wanting to risk anything through the hands until they've got themselves a little bit closer towards the Sharks line. There is something here on the blind side. And now Pena again trying to find the space to offload to Tuima. The Sharks defence cutting her down. Sharifa Casolo with the latest tackle. And on they go. Flicked infield. The support coming from the home side. Cheers of Sale, wanting to will their team to continue in this defensive effort. Quins continuing to look to the left, but Cromack will bring her players right. They are now as close as they have been at any point in this second half. Driving and towards the line and over. Quins narrow the gap, 10 points down to 5. The noise suddenly drops around Mawson Stadium, Vicky.
Yeah, that was a really well worked forward try there from Quins. And Sharks just couldn't withhold the pressure. The continuous pick and goes.
Quins did get that vital first score of the second half. The kick successful as well. They are just 3 behind. This is no surprise, Captain Fantastic, former Scottish international Jade Conkle, who got the score for Quins, announcing just over a week ago that she will retire from club duties at the end of this season as well. She is not going to leave this Quins jersey wanting any more. Yet another vital contribution to her side. How vital could it be come the end of the match? 3 points between Harlequins and Sale. 15 points to 12 in favour of the home side. And what's also in favour of the home side is that mistake from Harlequins, sending that kick out on the full and give the Sharks a line out well into Harlequins territory.
Yeah, this is a great attacking opportunity for Sharks. First line out that we've had in a little while, so it'll be good to see what we do off it.
Casolo can't cling on to that slippy ball. Quins now will begin their inexorable march up the pitch. Looking for the offload. That Had a sniff of forwards about it for me, and then the assistant referee came in from this near touchline and said the same. So Sharks will have the scrum. I think Sale can consider themselves fortunate there because Quins were looking really good on a counter.
Yeah, luckily there the wet conditions maybe played into our benefit, causing a little knock on, but a good scrum here to attack from. So hopefully our backs can do a job now.
Now Brittany Hogan and Aoife Wafer, the two number 8s for Sale and for Harlequins, they've played together for Ireland. They used to play together as well for the Wolfhounds in the Celtic Challenge. Has there been any chat from Brittany through the week about wanting to get one over on her opposite number?
I wouldn't say one over on her, but we've definitely picked her up in analysis that she's such a big threat for Quins, so we've definitely been aware of her and what she can do.
Dinked ahead by Sharks, and this is going to go out inside the 22. Sharks were inside Quins half, so it's not a 50-22. They won't get the throw at the line out here, but they will have the opportunity to put the pressure on the Quins throw. And so, as we see once again, this one just launched over the top, and what a chase that is as well from Shona Campbell. The fresh legs that she's brought on in the second half being used to effect there.
Yeah, Shona is an absolute workhorse on and off the ball, so no surprise there that she's first to the ball.
Good from Quins at the line. And of course it's Wafer who they turn to try and get them out of trouble. Cromack didn't want it on that first hit up, but now drops back behind the line, ready to clear. Swords actually goes herself, doesn't find touch, and very nearly an opportunity for Quins. It was knocked forwards by Bethany Wilcock as she tried to leap for that bouncing ball. Quins just reminding the Sharks what danger they pose across the back line, even without the likes of Ellie Kildunn in the 15 jersey. They have players that can turn the game on its head and score from nothing.
Yeah, their backs are definitely one to watch. They've got pace, they've got skill, and they've got lots of good kickers. So yeah, definitely on any counter attack or any mistakes by Sharks, they can pick up on that and create anything from it.
Penalty to Sharks at scrum time. The crowd erupting next to us here at Mawson Stadium. They loved that decision. Conkle, she didn't, and she's having a word about it. Decision already made by Simpson, and so Aitchison will line up the corner here and try and get this as far towards the Quins line as possible. Sharks unable to execute on their last throw. Cocaine, who's gone 63 minutes into this match so far, and I'm sure from the way she plays, almost bottomless tank that she has, will keep working away, keep driving away into the closing stages. She finds her way to the back of this ball, and it's getting some serious movement going here. Slipping around to the right-hand side. Quins desperately trying to bring it to a halt. The ball is available for Sharks, who immediately get to work. Blue jerseys desperately trying to stick together to avoid their teammates getting isolated. Just slowing it down. And the ball starting to spurt out. Frey is there. But Frey carrying it forward. Held up by Quins for the second time in the match. They prevent Sharks from scoring when they got their way over the line. Let's have another look at this one. Frey just changing direction and such power to get herself there. But Quins managing to get bodies underneath it.
Yeah, just unlucky there not to get the ball down. But really well done from Quins to hold it up on the line. But another good attacking opportunity to come from a goal line drop out.
Just a pause here for some more treatment. This has been such a physical contest between the two sides. Let's have a look at some of the biggest collisions we've seen here. Pena stepping back into that one and bumping off the defender. Wills sent to the ground there. What collisions we have had. What effort from all of the players. The goal line dropout from Quins, and they're sending Sharks now sending one of their best carriers forwards, although she spilt it. Quins on the counter. Aitchison has got to get back. This ball is just going to keep running in the slippy conditions. Hoisted up by the Sharks 10. It's going to bounce. Cromack gets there, as do the Sharks defence, just clinging to the ankle. Cromack managing to gain a couple of metres as a result. Hacked forwards by Ortiz. Tuima will be the first to it. And Quins making the error on the ground. A Sharks scrum.
Yeah, that's an excellent game from Sharks. We've had a good passage of play there where there's a few kicks, but Sharks have come out with a scrum, so another good attacking opportunity.
Just a word on Katana Howard, because she was used once again there, and we saw her feature in those collisions through the match. She's been so physical.
Yeah, she is. I wouldn't want to be tackling her anyway. She is such a good ball carrier, but her defence is also incredible. Like, she's quite an all-rounded player.
Ortiz checks the calls with her backline. One of a number of US internationals to feature in this Sales side. Really benefiting from the growth of rugby in North America. Growth spearheaded by the women's game, it's fair to say. Canada, of course, making the World Cup final last year, and the US captivating the imagination with their whole squad, but of course one name above all others, Ilona Maher, who really has helped elevate the profile of women's rugby.
Yeah, like, she's got such a presence online. Like, it's really helped grow the game, especially here in England when she came over for a little while last year. So yeah, really good to see.
Sharks just seeing if they can draw a penalty from this scrum. In the end, Ortiz does take it out. Howard lofts it high and over to the far wing. Lloyd has to wait for an age for that ball to come down, and now twists her way through the covering tackle. Tacklers must release and let Lloyd go to ground. The home crowd sensing the opportunity for the Sharks, who will get the penalty. The tackle release was too slow inside the 22. The Sharks will have the chance to nudge this one down to the corner. Surely no decision on this one. You've got to go for the corner. It's such a tough kick in these conditions.
Yeah, 100%, especially having scored one maul try already. It'll be, like, I don't even think, like, there's even a decision to be made there.
Quins calling for reinforcements as they look to defend this line out. Maya Muller and Laura Delgado rushing on in bright pink kits. I mean, what a player to be able to bring on. Laura Delgado, retired Spanish captain. She has given her all to her national team. She will give her all to her club side here in the closing 12 and a half or so minutes. Simpson just waiting to check whether there's a Sale sub as well. Sale need to make sure they don't let that interruption disrupt their momentum here as they prepare for a crucial line-out throw. O'Kane, she's been good again, as you would expect, with the darts. That one, however, just going too far to her own side. Charlotte Frey catching it by her right-hand hip, and that kind of gave the game away there.
Yeah, unfortunate there to get a knot straight. Like, Quins did well to put someone up in the air, so they would get that call. Whereas if they stayed down with the new laws, we would have just played on.
Karis Phillips, the substituted Quins hooker, is marching down the touchline nearer to us. You can tell what commitment she has put in to this match. She looks absolutely exhausted, Vicky.
Yeah, and absolutely covered in muck. Like, she'll be definitely wanting to get in and get a quick shower after.
Wafer goes to the blind side and finds some space, galloping forward. What a run from the Quins 8. What cover from the Sharks to force her over the line, but then penalty to Quins. No release on the tackle. So just when Quins thought they might have given themselves an opportunity, it swings back the way of the visitors.
Yeah, just unfortunate there from Brittany. It was a really good defensive shot, but unfortunate for the penalty.
Decent nudge by Cromack as well. Sale 15, Harlequins 12. Just over 10 minutes to play. And a single score between the two sides. Muller prepares for her first throw of the game. The Swedish international hits her jumper. It's not tidy from Quins. They do manage to maintain possession. Michaela Tu'u going low into the contact there, and Swords will send this ball downfield. Sharks setting their backfield. Bounces, and Lloyd does well. Having such a good game. Speaking of Rhoda Lloyd having a great game, she is one of our player of the match contenders. The poll is live on YouTube, so the opportunity for you to vote for your player of the match this afternoon. 4 contenders there for you as the competition at the ruck goes the way of Quins. Very quickly themselves ready to look down this right-hand side. Cromack hits it forward. It splits the two chasing runners. Aitchison with a wonderful step and then goes back the other way as well. Really good. With how little grip there is on this pitch, for her to be able to stand up two defenders like that, it's a measure of the quality of the player that Holly Aitchison is. Ortiz will fling it back. Katana Howard has to duck to take that catch. She sends it high. It's going to stay in field and bounces as well. Delgado, she's only been on for a few minutes. She's already caked in mud, just like the rest of her teammates. Quins have it here. They spill it backwards. Quins needing to get themselves the right side of the ball in order to drive it forwards. Tuima, the veteran, 15 points scored by her when they won the Prem 15s final back in 2020-21. The offload from Conkle. Quins perhaps just looking a little bit short of ideas in this area of the pitch. With how disciplined the Sharks' defensive line has been. They've given away penalties further down the field for not releasing. But so far in the red zones, they've been disciplined. Aitchison again finding space, but crossing there, preventing the tackle being made on Aitchison, means that it is a penalty to Quins at a crucial time in the match and a crucial place on the pitch.
Yeah, really unfortunate there, but it gives Quins a really good attacking opportunity, a good line out.
Muller to the middle of the line. That's safe from Quins. Into the red zone. Muller with that ball. Sharks must not slip off the tackles here. The speed of ball for Quins is good, and they're also going to draw the penalty as well. Sharks lying on the wrong side. Conkle says, let's not waste any time playing the advantage there. We'll send it back to the mark, where McKaylee too picks herself up. It looks like a scene from 1970s kind of rugby, doesn't it? The stuff that we grew up seeing, old-fashioned rugby.
Yeah, the muck. Like, there's no one out there that is clean at all. Even the players that have just come onto the pitch are covered.
Conkle with a tap and run up towards the line. She's already got one in this game. Will she add another? If she did here, it would put Quins into their first lead of the match. They are within 5. Still, they pick and go. The whistle sounds for the penalty, and it's a penalty to the Sale Sharks. A penalty to the home side, greeted with rapturous cheers around Mawson Stadium.
That is brilliant from Sale there to prevent another pick and go opportunity for Quins. And now we can exit, hopefully, and get the ball way up the pitch out of this area.
Aitchison wanting to get everything behind this clearance kick. Simpson confirming when he blew for the penalty that there was 2.5 to play. These are the kind of minutes that determine what your side is about. A rebuild job underway at Sale Sharks. Looks to launch them further up the table. Quins, well, they're in a playoff battle. They want to make 4th safe today. If not, end the day up in 3rd. To do that, they need to win here, however. They are still 3 down. On goes Conkle. Lost forwards by Quins. The cheers again from the home support. The back slaps, the congratulations from the 15 Sharks on the pitch. Look at Amy Cocaine. She loved that, Vicky.
Yeah, that was brilliant defence again from Sharks. And it gives us a scrum which will eat into that clock even more. And hopefully we can exit from here and push Quins further down the pitch.
As ever, the refs might giving us a great insight into the players' psyches and the conversations that are going on between them. Apologies if the language was a little bit more fruity in your ears there than you might have been expecting. And now it is Brittany Hogan just blithely charging her way to the left of the scrum, trying her best to get the Sharks out of trouble here and see their way to the 80-minute mark and to safety as they look to record what would be only their third win of the season. What a time and what a place to do it in front of their home support. Simpson telling Ortiz that time is up. The penalty won by Sharks. This will be it. Ortiz looking to get the ball back. The applause in the home stand, the Richard Tricky stand here at Mawson Stadium. Absolutely delighted. Aitchison taps. Aitchison powers her boot through the ball. There it is. Win number 3 in PWR 2024-25 for the Sale Sharks. And how much are they enjoying that as the subs gallop their way onto the pitch for the Hugs. Vicky, sum up the emotions for the girls on the field right now.
That is just incredible. I don't think we've ever beaten Quins, but to work so hard for 80 minutes and to hold off on that win is just phenomenal. The girls really earned that today.
There was just the one win, in fact, for Sale over Quins in PWR and its predecessor Prem 15s before today. Yet the second ever for Sale, and at home, what a time in the season to do it. They had to wait 4 months for their second win to follow their first, but they've just delivered 2 in 2 weeks. And there is our player of the match, Rona Lloyd, the right wing for Sale Sharks. In a game not designed for wingers, she's absolutely stood up and been brilliant.
Yeah, she's obviously scored in the corner, but it was a lot of her hard work off the ball that I think made her really stand out. Lots of kick chases and lots of tackles, which was really beneficial for us winning that territory battle.
Georgie Perez Redding's side winning 15 points to 12 over Harlequins. And Vicky, so much to praise in that performance, but what particularly stood out for you as the difference maker between the home side and the visitors?
I think our defence withstood a lot more phases, forcing Quins to maybe go 5, 6, 7 phases before they either had an opportunity or they made a mistake. So I think that was the difference today.
You are at home again next round against Loughborough, who you've just leapfrogged in the table. They play tomorrow, aiming to regain 6th. But how big an opportunity is your clash with them in a fortnight's time?
Yeah, massive. I think when we played them away, we sort of left a bit out there on the pitch. We've just won two weeks in a row now. So I'm really looking forward to next week. Well, before you look forward too much to that fixture, let's just have a look back at some of the best moments of the match. Almost unrecognisable here. We can actually see the colours on the jerseys as Rona Lloyd crossed for the opening score. So well worked by Aitchison and Duffy. They were brilliant in those, having switched between 10 and 15 this week. Yeah, Lizzie and Holly work so well together. They bounce off each other so well. So the fact that they've both seen that space and then took the opportunity for Rona in the corner. It wouldn't be a Sale Sharks win without an Amy Cocaine try. No, exactly. Another really well worked line out into a maul, which good that the backs have joined there, leading to Amy scoring a try. Another for the locker for Amy Cocaine in a way that so many have come before. This try, something really special though by Claudia Pena as Quins looked to strike back, kicking the ball forwards and then getting there first to throw herself over the ball once it had crossed the line. Great skill from the Spanish international. Yeah, this was a moment of brilliance. 2 touches on the ball with her foot. You can never judge a bouncing ball normally, never mind in these conditions. So it was a really well worked try, and she just shown her pace there to get to the ball first. Do you think it might have something to do with the fact that she played for FC Barcelona's rugby division before coming over here? They presumably work on that aspect of the game. Yeah, maybe she started her warm-ups with a little bit of one bounce to get her foot on the ball.
Sale added a penalty just before half-time to lead by 10 at the break. We only had the one score in the second half. Quins working away again and again and again, and they eventually crossed, and of course it was their captain Jade Conkle who was the one to put the ball down.
Yeah, like a really well worked forwards try there, that like it had to go phases and phases, like testament to Sale's defence there, but a really well worked try from Jade.
Wonderful scenes on the celebrations, a mixture of ecstasy and exhaustion, as you would expect given the nature of this match. Let's take a moment just to talk about Quins. That's another chance missed for them to stamp their ticket to the playoffs, and it only gets harder for them with Saracens next up. What can they do to improve on this performance and get the win against a team like Saris?
I think they did it a lot better in the second half, where they kicked the ball more for territory and they started putting like contestable box kicks up. So I think if they carry that on against Saris, that will definitely benefit them.
The celebrations are going to continue long into the clubhouse. Are you going to be giving any of the girls a hug while they're still in their kit and you're resplendent and clean, having spent the game in the gantry?
Potentially not, but maybe a high five, so I'll sacrifice my hand.
More action to come this weekend. BBC iPlayer is where you will want to head to this evening. 7:30 is the kickoff between Saracens and Exeter Chiefs. That's second against third on the table in PWR. Could be absolutely crucial to see who plays at home come the semi-finals. Loughborough Lightning against Bristol Bears, then in action tomorrow at 3 p.m. And around 13, the first weekend of March, Gloucester Hartpury kick things off on Friday evening at 7:30 against Exeter Chiefs, and then 3 games on the Saturday. Sale Sharks at home to Loughborough Lightning, and Quins at home to Saracens. Sale against Loughborough, 1 position between them on the table, just 3 points coming in today, so it's down to 1 now. How important is that match going to be to when it comes to judging your whole season of PWR?
I think it will be important, but I think we can take a lot of credit from the last sort of 2 weeks. Like, we've turned over 2 good teams, so it just shows how far we've come in such a short period of time.
Tom Hudson will be delighted. He looked fairly euphoric as he headed off the mud there. PWR continues to deliver as Sale take the spoils here, 15 points to 12 at Mawson Stadium. As I mentioned, still 2 more games to come for you this weekend. And then as we look towards round 13, Sale will be back in action in 2 weeks here against Lightning. The same ground, same streaming platform, and the same time for all of you Sharks fans, while Quins return to the street for the lunchtime kickoff against Saracens on TNT Sports. Thank you, Vicky, for your excellent insight this afternoon, and thank you to all of you for joining us on YouTube for this thrilling contest that saw Sale triumph 15 points to 12. Thank you, and goodbye.